to get it on. I'm ready to get it on. We're going to start. We just like the outlaw or rebel. We cranking it off like 30 seconds early. Y'all, hey, I don't play by the rules. I don't play by everybody else's standards. You might just call me an outlaw because that's what I is, an outlaw. And if you don't understand that kind of language, that's South Mississippi language. We got a fantastic guest tonight. I want y'all to know, I mean to tell you, if you've never met this woman right here, you have missed out. I'm just telling you straight up, straight out. And you're going to have to go over there. You probably won't even get through with this live. You're probably going to be going over there checking all her videos out. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And not just for her, because she's got the cutest little dog, spoiled rotten. That's spoiled more rotten than my grandbaby. And that's spoiled. I'm going to tell you something. When you spoil something worse than that, they spoil. Let me tell y'all something. I was talking the other day, and I'm going to get, it's Rachelle, by the way. You should already know that because I think it's in the description. If I didn't put it in the description, my bad. My bad, coach. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the other night, it's been actually a couple nights. Me and my wife, we go out to this fish house. There's fish, like 3 different ones here in Purvis. Little bitty, no nothing town Purvis. We got all these fish houses. Good fish too. And we go out, try and go out on like Thursday nights because we're getting old. we go on Thursday nights and go like 4:30. You know, we the youngest ones in the bunch. I'm just telling you. And anyway, what they have is they have all you can eat fish. Okay. You got to pay for it. It don't matter if you eat 1 fish or you eat 10 fish. It's all you can eat. It's all the one price. You got to eat it. So I'm generally, I mean, fish fills me up. You eat a fish and it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing all night long. It's not like Chinese food. So both of us, we get the whole fish. Okay. And what they do, they just bring it out to the table. They bring some fries and coleslaw, hush puppies, and all that kind of good stuff. And then they bring the fish. And it's all in one plate. You know, you just take what you want off of it. Well, me and Belinda, both of us, we can pretty much only eat 2 whole fish apiece. But since we're paying for it, we got to get that third one. The third one is the one that makes you miserable. The third one is the one that makes you question your sanity. It makes you question, why? Why did you do that? But you got to do it because you're paying so much for fish. And anyway, all right. So we're sitting there, and the little girl brings us out our platter of fish. Listen, it's 3. 3 of them. 3 whole fish. Now, how do you divide 3 whole fish by 2 people? Okay, what they generally bring out 4, so it's 2 apiece, and then we always get 1 more apiece. Even though we don't want it, we're going to do it just because. So we're sitting there, and she brings out 3 whole fish. And we're both looking at it, trying to do the math in our head, you know, because we've been married a long time, and we're beyond this polite stage, okay? And I finally give in. She stared me down, and I finally give in. I said, okay, you can have 2, and I'll just eat 1. I'll just wait till they bring some more. So I ate my little 1 fish, and she ate 2. 2, okay? Again, that's the limit. Got to get that 1 more to be overly full and miserable, but get your money's worth. But the little girl comes back through, and instead of bringing 3 more, okay, which would have made it even out for 3 apiece, she brings 2 more whole fish. Okay, well, again, Belinda's only had 2. I've had 1. So she gets her 3rd one, and I'm on my 2nd one. I'm eating my 2nd one, and we're like, what do we do? You know, this is very serious, y'all. I want you to know this is serious business. What do we do? What do we do? I mean, so I tell the waitress when she comes back, I say, one more, just all one more. Because Belinda doesn't have her limit. I got to get my third one to justify us going out and getting the all you can eat. She brings back two more fish. So now either Belinda's got to eat 4 or I've got to eat 4. I'm already full, okay? I'm just eating the third fish because, I mean, you just got to, right? So I stuffed down this third one, and I'm full. I'm full as I can be. And we're both looking at that other one. I said, you sure you don't want another one, sweetheart, honey pie? And she said, I couldn't eat another bite of fish. She said, in fact, right now, I just hate fish. I don't ever know if I'll ever want to eat fish ever again. And I'm staring at this one fish that's left on the plate. Now, I don't want to leave it there because that's just rude. You know, I don't want to be rude. And the fish is staring at me. It don't have eyes, but it's staring at me figuratively. And it's saying, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. And I'm like, no, I'm so full, I can't eat it. But, little girl, I don't want to tell her, well, we can't eat this, You can't get it to go because it's all you can eat because, that don't make no sense. They don't give to-go plates on all you can eat. And I'm staring at this fish, and Belinda says, you know what you got to do. So I take a good deep breath. I get into my plate. And listen, I get down one side of it. The whole fish. Good fish. It's excellent fish. Eat down that one side, and I'm at the point of nausea. I'm at the point of, I don't know if I can walk out of the restaurant or not. I thought I was going to have some issues. I just, I was so full. And I said, I got one. I don't know if I can do it, Belinda. She said, Chuck, you got to do it. You got to do it, Chuck. She was egging me on, just like her. So I flipped the fish over, and I just couldn't do it, y'all. I just couldn't do it. But I didn't want to leave it there because I didn't want them to think we was being wasteful. That's just common courtesy. That's just something that you do. You don't leave food on your plate. So anyway, at least that's what my mom always told me. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I took my fork. A little trick I learned in my childhood. I took the fork and I scraped the meat off that one side of the fish, and I put the skeleton of the fish back in the plate where it looked like I ate the whole fish, okay? I still got the little meat in my plate, but I take my fork and I push it around real good, kind of spread it out. Spread it out. Me and Belinda thought that'd be satisfactory, and it was. We fooled them. We fooled the whole establishment. It's like next time we went in there, they didn't say a word to us. As far as they didn't mention it, they just treated us just like we were normal people. But we weren't. At that time, we weren't. And I come up with, I'm going to get to Rachelle in just a minute. I was waiting for some people to come in, Rachelle. You don't want to just talk to me, trust me. As you've already seen, you don't want to just talk to me. But I've come up with a genius idea, y'all. A genius bit. Any of you business people out there, I got an idea for you. Those of you got a head on you for business, this is gonna revolutionize the world. It's gonna revolutionize the restaurant world. What you do, you serve all you can eat, okay? Serve all you can eat, and then have a room set aside, good air conditioning, maybe a TV on the wall, some headphones with recliners. Charge every 15 minutes, $5, 15 minutes, whatever. You'd make a killing because people are so full, they don't want to go do nothing. They got a room. Hey, you too full? You don't want to go out, getting that hot, don't want to work, don't want to. We got a room for you specifically for you. Got recliners in it, got AC, got headphones. You can watch your favorite movies, listen to music, take you a nap, whatever. It's up to you. I'm telling you, genius idea. And look, y'all don't worry about cutting me in on the deal. If you start it, you just go right ahead and take it all for yourself. I would just be satisfied in knowing that I helped you prosper. All right, let me get over here to the chat. Let's see who's all come in the chat. got some folks come in, got empty homestead, the very first one to comment. Hey there, Terry. I guess it's Terry. It's either Terry or Mike. In the evening time, I never know. In the daytime, it's generally Terry, and most time Mike has Mr. Mike, but we'll just go with either or. Hey there, Gwen, Baroque Cowgirl. If y'all may not be in here or not. Y'all may have done left. Nicole Smith, she is in here listening to my bestie, Rachelle. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm a rebel. Hey, Annette, good to see you there. Hey there, Jesse Days. Jesse. Yeah, I seen my aunt was commenting about how much rain y'all got over there. Said it was coming down in sheets. There's Lisa, the better half of Lazy Days. Wes Lee from Generation. I'm going to hurry up through here, y'all, because y'all don't want to hear me ramble on. T&J Homestead, I'm going to take a wild guess and say Jess. Am I close? Shh, don't tell Danny I came over. I think she's probably all right with that. But yeah, Danny had her, she had like a pop-up live to a mail call. People sent her some stickers and stuff. She even showed my channel on there. Wasn't that sweet of her? If I knew how to do that, I'd do it. But I don't know how to do all that. One day I'll learn. I'm probably missing some of you because I'm going down through here fairly quick. Slip it. Slip it. Wait a minute, I don't have a purse. What? What? I don't know if I want her up on the screen or not. There's been your chick. Hey, y'all. Remember the other morning, Tuesday, if those of you that were in my live Tuesday morning, I had this bucket from Hoss Tools. It was a shoulder harness on the front, and I had no clue who sent it. It wasn't no address, wasn't no name, wasn't no note, wasn't no blah, 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 anything. It was just, and I thought maybe blended order. I asked her, she said, no, she hadn't ordered it. And got to looking, go back over our banking and stuff. No, none of that. I said, who in the world done that? Ben your chicks, KK, Trey. I almost want to call her Tree, but Trey and Bunky girl. There's Miss Brenda. You want some fish? Hey, look, it was good. I'm telling you. I'm gonna get you up here in a minute. She said she's gonna be on time so that y'all didn't have to listen to me. Hey, magnificent Germany. Hey, Darian. Hey, Shane. Good to see you this evening. I'm gonna hurry down. Danny Days saying, well, I appreciate that, Danny Days. Byron's got a live right after us. There's Raquel. Let me just skip on down. It's going to skip anyway, so I'm going to miss a bunch of y'all. There's the North Ranch Evan. Y'all know him from last week. Run it over. I'm trying to remember your name. Nina, maybe? I get names all mixed up. Yeah, come take those buff oranges off my hand. It shouldn't be too bad of a drive for you. There's the 24-hour live chat guy. Okay, I'm just going to get down here. Y'all, if I missed you, I'm sorry. I get the ones that I can see. How about that? Hey, I'm sorry I'm out to eat. Well, you don't have to be sorry you're out to eat. I don't know why you're sorry you're eating. Oh, it's good to see you, Misha. You know I'm picking on you. There's Robert and everybody in the house. Y'all don't have to stand up, but at least put your hands together. Everybody welcome Miss Rachelle to the house. Hey, Rachelle. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I muted it so you couldn't hear me laughing earlier.
I can hear you anyway. I can't hear you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the fish story. I love it. I think we've all been there. I know I've been there a few times when we're down in Cuba. And, you go to, they have these a la carte restaurants. And, my daughter's like 3 or 4. She doesn't eat much. And so we're telling them, like, just like, she's not going to eat whatever you bring her, right? Like, so just like a little tiny piece of chicken or whatever. And I swear to God, she will get the biggest piece of chicken. Bigger than mine, bigger than my husband's. So we have our plate of food. And then, my husband's like, well, we can't just like leave all this food here. Like, these poor people, can't waste it. So then we're both like trying to eat some of her food and we're pushing it around on the plate. And then like, you feel terrible. You feel terrible.
And with kids, yours was probably perfect, never made a mess. Me and Blenda, we always left a big tip when our kids were small. And we always tried to sneak out the restaurant because they left a mess. There was food all over, under, in our hair, and we were just
oh my God.
We're so sorry.
No, she was never messy. No, we never had that issue with her because she was really not even touching the food so much. So yeah. She was never a big eater. Now she's a good eater now, but man, she was just, even if it was something she really liked, she just didn't eat much of it. She ate like a bird. It drove me nuts. So
my buddy used to he had a daughter that was horrible. I mean, horrible. She's still horrible. She's a grown woman now, got kids of her own, but he used to take her and take her out of or just carry the high chair outside and spray her off with the water hose. It was so bad. They finally got smart.
Oh my God.
They finally got smart and just took the high chair out first, and fed her outside. And just, she would make them. She was horrible. And you just have to know old Paul. Paul was he's a hoot.
I've been out to lunch with some of those people, and it's just it's shocking and slightly horrifying. But yeah, our previous pug, Gizmo, he always would lay down under the high chair.
Oh yeah.
He's like, this is the place to be. So yeah, we didn't really have a whole lot of cleanup to worry about. Anything that fell, Gizmo took care of it. So.
Well, that's the way to go. We just put our youngest children on the floor. Let them clean it up. I mean, kill 2 birds with one stone.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn would kill me if she knew I said that.
The 5-second rule, right?
5 seconds. 5 seconds, nothing. It'd be days, and ain't no telling what'd be on the floor. Days later, they'd be coming through with something that looked black and green, and I was like, "What are you eating?"
The random Cheerios out of the couch cushions. Yeah.
Hey there, Jeff and Brenda. Good to see y'all. Texans in the house. Texans in the house. They never sweat. Hey, Rachelle, my oldest son, came over today, and he had to take care of something over here anyway. We went out to eat. We're sitting back at the house, and he was on his phone, and he gets in his own little world. He's kind of like me, gets in his own little world. And I was just watching him for the longest time, and I finally said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm watching these people vacuum their rug." I said, "You're doing what?" He said, "It's mesmerizing." He said, "And the rug is filthy. They've been vacuuming it for 10 minutes, and they're still getting dirt out of the rug." He said, "Rugs are filthy."
Oh, that's so gross. Yeah, I've watched some of those, like, well, they take the pressure washer on like a rug or something, they'll spray it with shampoo, and then they take a pressure washer, and then you watch them just.
Oh, yeah.
Or yeah, I love pressure washing videos, like driveways. Oh my goodness.
Did you know Nicole was born in Germany?
I did know that, but I just found out recently.
Well, that's because early on it says she was your bestie. I guess
yes.
Know that kind of stuff. And Lazy Days, I appreciate you throwing stuff up there on the chat. And look, if y'all in the chat and y'all got something coming up, put it on there. I don't care. Even if it's like 5 minutes from now. Hey, we're going live in 5 minutes. Put it up. I don't care. Me and Rachelle, we'll talk. We'll talk about dirty rugs and dogs eating food and fish.
Oh yeah, no, this whole sweeping thing. it was several years ago. I was having a Christmas party and I had a bunch of friends over and someone dropped something on the floor and they were like, "Where's your kitchen broom?" And I'm like, "My what?" And they're like, "Your kitchen broom." I'm like, "I don't have a kitchen broom." And they're like, "How do you not have a kitchen broom?" And then they turned back and it was like completely cleaned. I'm like, "I don't even need a mop." Gizmo was over there. He cleaned it up so fast. They're like, "Oh." I'm like,
It's
"Yeah,
like
we
one
don't
of
have that here."
them 2-in-1 things, like it vacuums and
Yeah,
mops
it's
at
like
the
a
same time.
Roomba. Yeah. It just
And you don't
vacuums
even have to
and
plug it.
mops at the same time. Exactly.
That's hilarious. Now Dexter, I'm sure is he following in that footstep?
Oh, yes. He will take care of it as well, although he's still blocked off from the like kitchen dining area when we are eating cuz he's still working on his manners. So,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you got to learn how to beg properly. Uh,
the subtle beg.
that's the sort of way. You can't just be out right in your face begging. You got to know how to give the look.
Yeah, no,
That
I
puppy
don't
dog.
I do not put up with begging. Never did with Gizmo. Didn't feed him from the table. He was very very well mannered. So, we're attempting the same thing with Dexter, but he seems to be a little bit of a demon. Yeah, but he'll beg for tomatoes like out in the garden, but he's pretty cool about it. He'll just go up and he'll just kind of like be like standing next to the tomato plant, and he'll just be like, he'll look at the tomato, he'll look at me, and he'll be like, and he'll
Yeah.
sniff it and whatever. And I'm like, "Oh, do you want a tomato?" And then he's looking at me like, "Well, if you got the time, he acts all casual about it. But so fortunately, he's not stealing them himself yet. Gizmo would just go and so I would just grow him his own plants and he would just go and harvest them whenever he wanted. And I didn't mind because he was very careful. Dexter, I'm afraid, would just, rip out the whole plant if he was harvesting himself. So he's got to
Uh,
wait.
I used to send my kids. We'd go to a restaurant or something, and they'd say we'd have to wait on a table. When they're small, I'd tell them, "Now ease up to that table and just stand there and stare at them."
Psych the people out.
Yeah, just don't say a word. Just stare at them.
Are you
And
ready for your bill yet? Oh. Doo-doo-doo.
Jesse
Yeah.
said Lisa chased him down. That's what I got. I mean, isn't that what you get from that? Uh, he was stationed in Germany, and Lisa found out he was there, flew over there, swam the ocean, looked him up, chased
Sounds
him down.
like. Sounds like.
That's just what I'm getting.
Oh, that's funny.
Uh,
There's so many people here that have been in Germany. That's awesome.
I've never been in Germany. I've never been out of the
Me
United
either.
States. Well, I have. I've been to Mexico.
That's like Germany.
That was a long time ago. But I have been to Mexico. Glenda,
Awesome.
she's been on them cruises and stuff, and I don't know where all they
Oh,
go. Uh,
yeah. Yeah. Oh,
and
I
she's
love a
been to
good cruise.
Canada.
I
Uh,
don't know if I'll trust going on a cruise again for a while, though.
yeah.
Uh,
They were going to Ireland. Her and my
ooh.
son they was already, they'd saved up money, and that was going to be like his senior trip, and they was going to go there.
Oh, my
She was going to
gosh.
go with him because she'd always wanted to go, and I said, "Well, take off."
Yeah.
And but about that time, COVID hit and threw all that out the window. Stinking
Exactly.
bug, whatever you call it. Uh, so now your garden,
Yes.
from the first time I saw it, and I don't know how many months ago, it hadn't been a year, I know, because I hadn't been following most everybody on here for that long. I didn't even know you could do that kind of stuff. Uh, but for several months, at least 6, 8 months now, I don't know how long, from the very first time I seen your garden, I said, "Who is this girl? Get over here and check it out." And I was amazed at how beautiful you always had your flowers and always had everything
Oh,
was.
thank you.
Oh, it was. It's amazing. And of course, it takes time to get to know people. You know what I'm saying? On Facebook or YouTube. It does for me because
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
uh, I'll go check somebody out and it, it takes me a little bit to, but once you finally know somebody and at least feel as much as you can on YouTube, then you get invested in it. And I guess I got invested, Rochelle.
Oh, thank you.
I'm invested. I was about to quit till you got the extra.
Thank God. Yes, he saved the channel.
He saved you. He
You
saved.
saved the channel.
Now,
Oh
if you don't
gosh.
know Rachelle, and I don't know, probably everybody here, I don't know, I just assume everybody knows everybody. But if you don't, get over to her channel. Link is in my description. Somebody can throw it up if you want to. Um, but you live in a townhome, right?
Yes.
Right.
This is my
And
backyard.
that's your backyard. How big is that? About that big?
Um, I think it's 17 feet wide, but I'm not 100% sure. So the property line runs on this side where the fence is, obviously. And then this side, it runs just this side of the tree. So this should be, if this would be a fence. If we had a fence, it would be right along here.
Okay. Okay, that would be the fence line.
This would be the fence line, but there's no fence between us and this neighbor or the next neighbor over.
Okay.
So if you see some of the videos like where Dexter's running around like a maniac, it's because we basically have it's open to two other yards. So it's 3 yards width of space for Dexter to run around like a maniac. And we help maintain, well, my husband mows the guys in the middle's yard. And then my daughter is the lady on the second yard over. She pays my daughter to mow her yard. And we helped her get her grass back last year. Like it had been dead and full of weeds. So my husband went and he dumped like 16 bags of topsoil and fresh seed. We went to Costco and we got our hose and watering the timer thingy and a sprinkler. And so we set it all up and her grass is looking absolutely gorgeous. It's nice and green and my daughter's mowing it for her. So it's much better than it was because going back a couple years, neither one of them did anything back there. And it would be like 2-3 feet high of just weeds and pricklies and all this and that. And so my husband was just slowly mowing a little bit wider and wider just to kind of give us a bit of a barrier. But like when the dandelions or things would go to seed, it looked like it was snowing in the backyard. Like I would just want to cry sometimes. It's just like, no. It's like, can you at least just chop it down before it goes to seed? So it's been much better the last 2 years. So we brought hers back last year. And then since that one's getting mowed and whatever, my husband just takes care of the one guys in the middle. He's an elderly guy who just never goes out and mows. So, but we don't water. So he was complaining the other day because his is like dead in the middle and hers is nice and green and then our yard's nice and green and then his is all dead. So he's like, what's going on with my grass? I was like, well, that's what happens when you don't water it. He goes, I got a hose there. And I was like, yeah, well, if you water it, then you got to mow it. So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
yeah.
What you could do though is, and this is just spitballing, this is just off the top of my head, hadn't put a lot of thought in it. You could just take over their backyards. And that could be it.
Well, yeah. So all the plants that you see at the top over here, these were actually ours that we didn't have room for anymore. We pulled them out and we put them at the top of their hill.
So you are taking over.
We are kind of taking over. And then the neighbor, the lady that's paying my daughter to do hers, I have 2 big grow bags and I've got some tomatoes and peppers and I got a bunch of stuff growing over there and I got a big flower pot that I've done for her with some canna lilies and it's also got peppers and whatever. So she can harvest, I'll give them to her, whatever. Last year I actually planted quite a few things up along her fence that I had left over. But my husband didn't like it because it was awkward to use the weed whacker along there. So he said if she wants stuff along the fence again, we'll have to do it in pots. So maybe next year. This year we're not doing that. But yeah, I mean, technically if I wanted to, he would have no problem with me just like taking over the whole backyard and planting stuff. But
the only problem with that is you pretty much got your hands full as it is, I think, with what you have. With y'all's job, you help your husband, right?
Yeah, so that's the thing is like I don't want to get to the point where it becomes a burden. I enjoy it. And, if we did any more than we do now, it would just be tricky. So the problem with the hill, I don't know if you can see, so it goes out just past the deck. And I think the deck is 14 feet and then it kind of dips down. So from the house, it's sloping on a gentle slope down into this dip and then it goes up this hill.
Okay.
My gestures are like backwards. Whoop. And then it goes up the hill. So it's a very steep hill in the back. And so it's just very awkward. I can't use a drip system just because of how steep it is, and I can't use a sprinkler in my yard because we have a few plants that are very sensitive to water, right? Hose water that we don't want on the
Huh.
leaves. So basically, it's all pretty much hand watering, and so it's a good 45 minutes in the morning before work, if I need to
Yeah.
hand water all of it. So a lot of times, my daughter, I'll have her come out and do the patio stuff, all the pots, and then I'll go and take care of the backyard. I do try to do it at night. Once the sun goes around to the front of the house around 6 or 7, I'll try and go soak everything so that I don't have to if we're getting up early for work. But I mean, if I had to take care of someone else's yard too, it would just
Yeah, you
it would
never
take
have.
some of the fun out of it, right? So,
Now your front yard, you just got a little small front yard, right? I mean, it's just like,
oh, it's terrible right now. It's hideous.
but
I'll
you
be doing
got
a video on it.
stuff there that, in fact, I'm trying to remember now. I won't say that's one of the first things I seen, if I remember right. First videos I seen seemed like you was doing something with a flower bed or something right there.
It's terrible right now. So I don't know what's going on in the front yard. I don't know if it's just we haven't been watering it enough. If it's just been too cool. It's shade, so I put shade plants, but like they're the same size as when I planted them.
They're
So
not.
my begonias are this big and my coleus are like this, and I'm just looking at it and I'm so angry. So I will be doing a video on my front yard looks like crap and what am I going to try and do to fix it, because I planted stuff in there and like nothing's growing. My malva's not growing and blooming. The hollyhock's not blooming, and it's third year, second year, third year it's been there. It should be blooming. I planted the purple, no, the red allium. And I don't know if you watch Catherine's Garden Home. She has they're beautiful in her yard. And I grew them and they're tiny and they're all just falling over.
You,
And I
you, you,
planted like 60 of them. And you can't
you
even
need to
notice them.
you need to learn how to spin it though. Uh,
I'm just so mad about it right now. This week I've just been furious. You can ask Nicole. I'm like, I'm ready to catch the whole thing on fire. I'm so upset.
well, I'm glad I mentioned it then.
Get me all fired up. Well, it's funny because I tried to grow everything I could from seed this year, right? So especially for the front. So I grew the coleus, I grew the lobelia, I grew impatiens, I grew the violas, and then I had a bunch of coleus. So I planted as many as I thought needed in my front yard. And my friend up around the corner up the street, she wanted to plant some. She's like, "Oh, I need some shade plants. I don't know what to put in the front yard." I'm like, "Oh, I have plenty of extra coleus." So went over, helped her. We planted it and planted the coleus and some lobelia. And hers look amazing. They're huge. They're beautiful. They're loving their life. And mine are pathetic. So she was out of town this week. I was tempted to go and steal them back, but I
Well,
did not.
you could video that. Hey, look, I'm just here for
stealing
you.
her plants.
You could look. You could spin it this way. You could steal her stuff, plant it in your garden, and you could try and sell something like some kind of miracle fertilizer or whatever, and say,
Oh
"This
yeah,
is
here's how it looks 2 days later.
overnight." Yeah, 24 hours. Not
That's a
even
great
24
idea.
hours.
And it even changes color. That's amazing. Well, it's
When I
funny.
was,
So they went out of town. They're back now. So don't go rob them. But they had left, and she messaged me. She's like, "Oh my God." She goes, "I forgot." She goes, "I just got notification that Amazon had dropped off 2 packages at the front door. Do you mind going over and grabbing them before someone else does?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Right. So I walk. It's just like a block up around the corner, and I go over to her house, and then I pick up the 2 boxes, and then I walk away, and I'm like, this looks weird. Like, who just goes walking down the street with Amazon bags? So then I get home and I message her and I'm like, "Breaking news, local YouTuber is a porch pirate." I'm like, great. And she's laughing. She's like, "Oh my God, I never even thought of that." I'm like, fortunately, like there were neighbors out and they know I know her and they see me over there a lot. But I was just
right.
like, what do you say? Like, I don't know. It just seemed really awkward. I was like, I should have brought something to put them in or something. I don't know. But
I could see the doorbell camera.
yeah.
Looking both ways.
Wearing this shirt, smart.
Got Dexter in one arm.
Exactly. Blame him. Oh gosh. Yeah, it was so
When I,
funny.
when I was in college, it's been a long, 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 long time ago. over in Louisiana. I think the statute of limitations has run out on. I hope so. Anyway, uh, a guy I went to high school with. Well, he was going to college. He had a apartment there in the town he was going to college, and he wanted a potty plant for his apartment. And he said, "I know where I can get one." I said, "Well, let's go get it." He got, and it's this big nursery on the side of the highway. You know, they got all the trees and the flowers, just a regular nursery. And I said, "They closed, man." He said, "I know." He said, "I don't have no money." I said, "Oh, no, what are we going to do?" He said, "We're going to go get one." I said, "No, I can't do that," because I was a little bit of a chicken. And he said, "Come on." So we hopped the fence, and we in there sneaking around. Of course, we're in our regular clothes. We're not professional at this at all. We're walking around looking at everything, jumping at every little sound that happens. And all of a sudden we seen somebody running across. And they was in complete black. They had the black hat, everything. It's like 2 or 3 of them. It was like the burglars that you see in the movies. And we were like, "Oh no, they don't." We thought it was the police. We thought we was about to get thrown in jail. And we figured out it was just other people grabbing their plants. And I was
Oh my gosh. You probably spooked them. They probably thought you guys were like security or something coming through.
No, they didn't know we was there. We was watching them the whole time. We finally snuck out.
Oh my gosh.
That ended my life of crime.
That ended your life of crime. The first and only attempt.
Hold on just a second. Let's see. Hey, Joy. I got to play while I'm resting my eyes. Hey, people do that all the time when I'm preaching. They like to rest their eyes. Don't
It's very relaxing.
Oh, it's very relaxing. I ought to sell tapes. You know how they got the ocean sound?
Oh, yes, the relaxation.
Rest to the relaxing sounds of Chuck preaching.
Insomnia cures. Yes. Oh, I do have a funny story though. Our neighbor across the street, he has a beautiful front yard, and he's got all kinds of like statues, and he's got a little bridge, and he's got all kinds of stuff in his front yard. He's on a corner lot, so he has a much larger front yard, right? And so he's got like this big corner lot. He's got lots of plants and trees and stuff in it. And he had this really nice planter out at the end of his driveway, but it was still like on his property, on his grass. And it was this beautiful planter. And he came home from work one day and it was gone. And someone had stolen it. And so he was very upset that someone had stolen this beautiful planter of his. And then a couple of days later, a lady came by. And so apparently the story was her and her husband was out driving, and her husband convinced her that it was at the curb, which must mean that he was throwing it out.
Oh, no.
And she didn't really believe it 100%, but she kind of let him talk her into it. So he puts it in their car and then leaves. But it bothered her. And so she was feeling really guilty. And so she called him and said, "Listen, I have your planter and I feel really bad about it, but it's too heavy for me to bring. So you're going to have to come and pick it up before my husband gets home." It was like, what the heck? Like, it was the craziest. Oh my gosh. And it's like, it wasn't too far away in the neighborhood, and he had to go over and rescue his planter before her husband got home. It was just like, it was back. I was like, what? How did he come back? So he tells us the story. I was like, oh my gosh, the case of the missing planter.
She wasn't meant for a life of crime anyway.
No, she wasn't. No, it was really bothering her. She was like, "No, I don't think he was throwing it out." Of course he wasn't. You wouldn't keep watering it. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I guess I've had that weakness all my life. It's just, I just don't have the ability to go take something. I hate that in myself, because I'd like to be a master criminal, and
that really foils the plans.
the plant thief.
Oh
I
gosh.
could have America's 10 most wanted plant thieves, and that could be me.
It could be you. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
no,
have y'all seen the I don't know. I didn't even know it was a thing was even going on. But the America's Got Talent. You know what I'm talking about? The America Got
Yeah,
Talent.
yeah, yeah. The show, yeah.
And they had these girls on there, and again I don't know when it's 2022, so it may have just been here recently. Uh, there was three girls on there sang a song. It's kind of a spoof on Dolly Parton's Jolene.
Okay.
Jolene. Please don't take my man. Well, they said you can have him, Jolene. Basically, they wrote a song that you can have him. These three girls are from a town just south of us in Poplarville, where my son lives, and it's a college town there. It's got a community college there, and they were from that area. They mentioned it on the show, but they got like the group golden buzzer, whatever.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Apparently that's pretty
It's
good.
very rare. Yes, it's a rare.
Anyway, I thought that was cool. They from Mississippi, right up the road from us, and I feel almost famous just by being that close.
Just by knowing, yeah. I've driven through there. No.
I have. I've driven right through there a time or two. I've eaten supper over there, and my daughter's coming through.
Oh.
She just got home from work.
She's hiding.
Yeah. Well, she's in the process of buying a house.
Oh, Lord.
We got junk all over this house. Catnip burglar. What?
Catnip burglar.
It was funny. It wasn't only
It's
in your
cute.
head.
I like it.
Hey, Sarah. Good to see you. I probably missed some people coming in. I'm sorry. I get my own little world.
Yeah, I apologize for not. I shut my window where I can chat, so I can't chat on StreamYard, just because I didn't want to have a separate YouTube window, because sometimes that gives feedback. So I can't chat, type chat to the chat, and then I'm kind of ignoring them. Well, they were in Germany for a very long time, chit-chatting about Germany and places over there. So I just was like,
I thought I noticed they were talking about Germany.
Yeah,
and,
they had their own little side They were ignoring us, Chuck.
Can you believe that?
I know. So rude. So rude. They had their own conversation going on. Yeah.
We was regaling them. Regaling. REGALING.
They'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Oh, probably 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times.
They missed so much.
Yeah. Well, if they go back and watch it, they'll want to watch it again.
Of course.
Just a second. May I help you?
For sure.
Okay, well, be careful.
Yeah, Nicole, keep it down over there.
Yeah. Give me those.
Nope. Oh, hello.
Be careful.
Bye.
I gotta wipe my glass, and now she smudged my glass. I can't see.
Oh, no.
Well, I can.
Oh, and of course, Jesse's found the video.
What's that?
Jesse's found the link.
Hey, y'all, it's all right, but being from, and they mentioned it at the end. They mentioned that if we could just encourage some young girl from Poplarville, Mississippi. I was like, woohoo! She almost said purpose. I mean, that's pretty close. Both starts with a P.
There you go.
Anyway, that was my. She comes in, gets off work, comes in, and then she's going out. She goes to somebody's house on Friday night, and they play games and all that. Hey, Glenn, how in the world are man? We was talking catfish earlier. I want you to know, if you'd have been in the house, you would have been shouting, hooting, and hollering, and all about that. Because but I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to let you wonder.
Chuck was catfishing? What?
We're not going to go through that story again.
No, I don't think I could ever eat a fish again after that story. It was very traumatic the first time.
Yeah. So she's leaving us. She's buying a house, and then my other daughter, Charity. Some of y'all probably remember Charity. She has a channel, Mommy with Charity, but she's been MIA for several months now. She had a little family issue that she was dealing with, and I think they're about to get it all worked out, and they're buying them a house and moving away from in-laws, and
that's probably good for family issues.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But anyway, they're in the process of buying a house. This daughter's in the process of buying. If I could just get rid of my youngest son, me and Glenn ain't no telling what we'd do.
It'd be out of
With
control. You'd be out buying plants and catfish every
cat,
night.
me and her would start our own plant thief business. Hey, Remy, good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you coming in. There's a fellow Canadian. A
Hey,
Canadian.
Remy. Yes.
Yeah. So
The special Canada wave.
is that a special Canada wave?
Yes, it's a special
Y'all
Canada
got your
wave.
own secret wave?
That's a secret wave. Hi. Well, it's better than this. It's not like,
Oh, hey, don't be flashing no Crip sign in here. We don't want the Bloods after us. Buy catfish, is that a thing? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Glenn. I got catfish in the freezer, but it involves me taking them out and cooking them. It's just so much easier to go up to the fish house and buy theirs. I don't know why. Let's see, 3 German Shepherds to take care of. Yeah, I ain't. Hey, I'm telling you something. I know, Rachelle, you love your dog. I understand that. Nicole talking about German Shepherds. Everybody loves their German Shepherds. Everybody loves their little doggies. When my kids go, their dogs go. Their dogs are gone. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chuck, as soon as they take them, you're going to miss them, and you're going to want your own. That may be true.
Yep.
That may be true. I know, Glenn. I did 3 Hail Marys, and I'm not even Catholic, man. I done that. I don't even know what that means, but I done it because I felt so guilty of eating fish and thinking about stealing somebody's plant. But I didn't. Somebody came in that I wanted to say hello to. Kathy, what did I miss? Have to catch up on animal chores. What is that? What is animal chores?
I think it's a video game.
Video game? That's probably what it is.
Oh, no, that's Animal Crossing. Sorry.
I'll take your word on that, Rachelle. Now, y'all's growing season is so short. It just really aggravates me that you can get done in such a very short period of time what I can't get done in a big, long period of time. I think my problem is I get distracted. I think
Well,
that's what it is.
that's the thing about having such a small yard is there's just less to do. I don't know. I'm still growing like 20 different tomato plants and 20 some pepper plants, and I've got
See,
probably like 60 containers. Yeah.
that takes a lot of upkeep with the containers and all that. I can't keep hardly anything in a container. I can't keep anything in pots. And the reason I can't is because I forget to water them. I mean, just for a month
Yeah.
at a time. And for some reason, they don't like that.
It's actually easier. I'm glad that Chuck is aggravated on your behalf.
What?
The thing is our hill is clay, and so it has to like be watered, especially like if there's annuals. I pretty much have to water it every day. It does not hold the water. It just runs right down it, right? So if we have like a hard rain, it just runs right down it. So I can actually keep, he's allergic to rain, sorry. I can actually keep moisture in pots better than in my soil, in ground, on the hill part. Because the water just runs down. It's clay and it's hard pan. Like to try and dig on that hill is just like, I'm like jumping on the shovel, hoping it doesn't break, trying to dig into, because we have like the worst soil. So, we've built up compost and whatever on top of it, but still it just runs down in streams, right? So, for like my tomatoes, my peppers, plants like that, like the cucumbers and things that need watermelon, the squash, anything like that needs a lot of water, I have to do it in containers, because otherwise it's just not gonna.
I've got an idea for you.
Yeah.
You take your backyard and you dig trenches, grid, make a grid. You know the grid all the way
Yep.
through the backyard. Backfill it with sand or a good soil that's not so clay.
Yeah.
All your neighbors' waters will run into yours. Yours will stay lush and green. All you won't even have to water.
I'd probably flood out.
I'm just full of genius ideas tonight. Recliners in restaurants.
Yes.
Well,
I'm
that's
with you on
about
the
it.
recliners. Yeah, I don't know on the hill. I think we would run into some grading issues because
Hey,
the hill's been built and then there's this big concrete wall that runs the whole length of it because on the other side are the train tracks. So that is one of the main sea and rail lines. So we get close to like 100 trains go by every 24 hours.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Which
No,
you'll hear in some of my videos. Thankfully, they've like a lot of them are a lot newer. You'll hear them; they're loud, but not like some of the old. Man, when we first moved here, there are some old locomotives would go through in the middle of the night, and the windows are rattling. Like you'd wake up in bed thinking like the train's coming through the bedroom window, right? But you
I
get
could
used to
handle
it. I don't mind it honestly. I would rather have the trains there than neighbors right behind us because like across the street like they don't have like my yard goes out, it's probably about 95 feet in length,
it. Okay.
whereas like a lot of the people around on the other side of the street it's maybe 17 feet wide by 20, and then they got 6 neighbors looking in on their yard from every side. So we have a lot more privacy here because it's our backyard, and then it's like it's very hard to gesture with the cameras being
I
reversed.
know.
That's right. So we got like the wall, and then on the other side of the wall, it's like a bit of green space, and then it's the train tracks, and then it's green space, and then another wall, and then a street, and then houses. So there's a good, I don't know.
There's
There's a
section
big
there that
distance. Yeah,
nobody's ever going to build on.
exactly. Like we can't ever have anyone right behind the house because that's the main line, right? So we get via rail, we get the GO trains, we get all of that going by all the time. Yeah. So the only thing is I got to worry about, is the bedroom window when the the trains go by in the morning. Yeah. I've accidentally flashed a GO train or two in my day, but it's like, oh hi. And it's funny because okay, so I sew
Hold on just a minute, Rachelle. I got distracted.
inadvertently. Yeah. It's like, oh crap, there's a train. So yeah,
the train was on tracks because they know
exactly. Yeah, I know. My neighbor used to take the GO train. I'm like, always sit on the opposite side. Like, just always, always choose that side of the train. Yeah. So I sew, and so several years ago, I was at this antique mall not far from here, and they had a dress form, and so it's like a mannequin basically, right? And I'd been wanting one for a while, and it was a really good price, and so I bought it. And so the only place I really had to store it was in my bedroom, and so I had it like by the window, and I would put things on it, dress things on it, right, just to like for fitting and whatever. And so I had it sitting in the window, and I can't tell you how many times I would be out in the backyard watering, and I'd look up and see someone in my window. And it would startle me at first because I'm like, who the heck is in my window? Oh yeah, it's my dress form. So then I'm laughing thinking that these people going by on the GO train, like every day, they're like, oh my God, that lady is always in her window. It doesn't matter what time I'm on this train. It can be morning, it can be night. That lady is always standing at her window. Like
she's one of them old people that just all they got to do is stare out the window. At the
just staring out the window. Yeah.
Y'all remember Laura Miley? She's about to subscribe. Laura Miley, yeah. From hold on just a second, Rachelle. I'm getting to know some people here. Laura Miley from her parents that live in Denham Springs, Louisiana. Is that the one you're talking about, William? I just met William today, I think, or last night. So I think it was last night, yesterday. I think he's a fellow Mississippian. And I did mean to say hello to Candy that popped in. Lorna Miley, yeah, if she's the same one, let me know. Well, I don't know if it'd be Miley now though, because she got married, so it wouldn't be Laura Miley. Used to be Laura Miley. Anyway, so I just
A lot of people keep their maiden name for whatever reasons.
I don't know. Got me confused now. Yeah, she's in the back seat.
Where is he taking her? Is she okay? Blink twice if you're okay.
Blink twice, Lorna. Blink
Blink
twice. Well, it's good to see that. Wow, you can run, but you can't hide, huh? From people. I've known her since we was growing up over there in Louisiana.
Oh wow.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on just a second. What? Hold on. Don't you got kinfolk over here in Purvis, no less, Glenn? He's bad mouthing us Mississippi. Can't believe that. He secretly loves Mississippi, though. He wishes he could be like us. He's from Arkansas.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
When he grows up. Hey, hold on. I was also telling her that Byron, what time is your live? Don't you got a live coming up, Byron? I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to get rid of Rachelle, but I don't want to go over too. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. I don't know if that come out right. Sometimes things don't come out right the way I mean it. The way I mean it. In the back seat with the grandbaby.
Yeah, Jesse's asking. My maiden name is Baker.
Baker.
Yep.
Rachel Baker Bingham.
Rachelle, actually, but
Rachelle. What'd I say, Rachel?
You did. It's okay.
Rachelle Baker Bingham. Rachelle
Yes.
Baker Bingham.
Well, and it's funny because I didn't change my name legally when we got married, because I'm from the U.S., right? And so it's like, I got my passport, I got my social insurance, I got everything, in my maiden name. And then we get married, and it's like I had to go through all of this paperwork to become, a Canadian, a permanent resident, and then all the paperwork for whatever. And I was just like, I couldn't be bothered at the time to go through and legally change my name on all the documents and get a new passport and all this and that. So basically all I had to do was I can go into, I think my driver's license and the bank. You just have to show your certificate, your marriage certificate. And then I can just go with, my married name, which is Bigham, on that. So it's my health card is hyphenated, and then my bank card has just that last name, but my passport is my maiden name. So when I go into a doctor's office or whatever, and they're like, okay, what's your last name? And I was like, I have no idea what you have on file. I'm on. They're like, do you know who you are? Yes. Please don't get rid of Rachelle. Where's he going to put me? Stick me back down in the basement?
No, what I thought about just leaving you here to take care of the chat, because nobody really cares if I'm here or not. I could.
So you're gonna go over to the other live.
I'm gonna go to Byron's and.
You're gonna go over to his live, and then I'll just stay here and take care of your live. I'll just babysit the channel. That's all right.
Well, I mean, everybody.
I would if I was getting your watch hours.
Can I do that? I don't know how to do that.
I have no idea.
I guess I could have done it on your channel and pretend like it's my live.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll get there. I'm down to under. I'm under 450 that I need now. So.
That's right. You got your 1,000 subscribers, but you're looking for your 4,000.
I'm getting for we're heading there. So I'm doing my big 1,000 giveaway Thursday night at 7:30. So.
Okay.
Hopefully that will help get my numbers up. So.
I hope so. I really do. I guess when it comes out, we'll all try and put it out on our community pages.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll have to come up with a thumbnail for it, and
okay.
Maybe even let Dexter make an appearance. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
that could be scary. That could be scary.
No. Everybody loves Dexter.
He's a maniac. Yes. His GoPro harness should be here any day now, so I'm really excited about that. That's going to be fun.
About that. I know you mentioned something about it, but I guess maybe sometimes I think, well, maybe I just missed it or something, and I don't know. I'm like 300-400 channels that I try to keep up with.
It's impossible. I know.
I keep up with maybe 20 or 30 of them, but
Yeah, I know it's a struggle just to get your own stuff taken care of, and then trying to just keep up with everybody and share the love and all that. I know it's really tricky. Yeah, it said it was supposed to be delivered on the 21st, so
Okay. Hey, Emma.
any day now. But it's coming all
Hey,
the way from
Rebecca.
China, I believe. So who knows when it will actually get here? But yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like the way he just bounces and runs up and down the hill and chasing birds, and it's going to be fun.
Um, I was going to ask you something, but I forgot. I
I'm
was
gonna
going to.
sneeze.
Oh, what I was going to say.
Oh, cause sneeze.
I had something planned, and I can't do it now because Belinda's not here. Uh, she would normally have been here at this time because she normally gets off at 2 o'clock. They, her brother, which owns the pharmacy that she works at, him and his wife went on a little vacation, so she has to stay and work
Oh no.
late. And so anyway, she said she was going to try and get back, and I said, "Well, don't worry about it. But if you get back, we do have a little bit of a surprise." And no, she's not pregnant; those days are over. Uh,
Neither am I. Nope.
no,
God
even
no.
even saying that give me a little woo. Uh, but we do got one little surprise that if she ever comes back to the live, it won't be on Tuesday morning unless she just so happens to be on a Tuesday morning. But it'd be on maybe next Friday night when Rochelle's going to be with it. Not Rochelle. Rachelle, all y'all
It's
Raels.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I know.
Anyway, Raquel is going to be with us next Friday night, Cottonwood Ranch. And Laura from Hedgehog Homestead is going to be with us Tuesday morning at 9. I hope I'm getting all this straight because if I'm not, there's no telling what kind of confusion I'm going to make. Uh, so anyway, Lorna,
She's alive.
she's alive. That grandbaby's wearing her out. I know about it. Hey, K never says sh. Q never says sh.
Rachelle.
Rachelle.
Yeah.
Q never says.
I don't
Okay.
think he's not mispronouncing them. He's just mixing the names up. Sorry. I don't know. Something in here is like making me sneeze and my eyes water. So
It's just Mississippi weather.
that must be it. I must be allergic to something. I'm allergic to
I'm
chocolate.
telling you, it drives
Yeah.
me crazy. Well, look,
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you to Mike. I will get back to you on that empty homestead. I don't know what we're doing on. I don't know what I have planned for Sunday, but that would be amazing. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
oh,
We'll talk
I
about that.
missed.
Yeah.
I'm glad you called it. You should go live on Sunday at 2 p.m. and have us on your channel. We will give up our time slot to help you get your watch hours. Think about that. Well,
That's very, very generous. I really appreciate it. Or like the dual streaming. I know some people do that. I don't understand how that works, but then you kind of get both watch hours on both channels when you dual stream the stream.
yeah,
I've
you
seen some people
could.
do that, and I don't know how that works, but that's an idea too.
Kettle Kitchen. Tony from Kettle Kitchen done that with Leanne and a couple of
Right.
them. Don't give me no hard time, Raquel. Don't give me no hard time. Hey, Glenn, I do appreciate you coming. And one of these days, you got to tell me what your sister-in-law's name is so I can know if I know her or not. Uh, she lives here in Purvis, of all places. Uh, that's he lives in anyway. That's neither here nor there. Rochelle Kelwell.
Yes,
It's
Jesse. It's gonna be, and then you got to get Rachel on or something, right? Like
no,
restream. That's what it is. Okay, yeah. I'll have to look into that too.
I wonder how you do
That'd be
that.
interesting.
If I'd known how to do that, I'd have done that tonight, and then you could have had all 5 hours.
Yeah, but then they would have all been over on my channel, Chuck.
Would that been all right? It wouldn't make me
Oh
no
my god, I
difference.
don't know why my eye is watering. I think I'm still laughing from the other story.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do all that. I'm gonna have to look into that because
Yeah.
yeah, I would I
Oh my
would I
god.
would have gladly done that in a heartbeat. Sure would. Well, look, let's get on off here
It's not a
and
cry for help. I seriously, I think there's something in my eye. It's like really watering.
Get you a wet
Ah,
rag, just wash it. You'll be all right.
yeah, something.
Or let Dexter lick it.
Oh God, no. He licks everything. I'm like, no, enough. You can lick my feet and my legs, but nothing from like the waist up. Enough.
I
Trying to talk
see
to my
it.
mom, and he's like in my ear, like licking the hair around my ear, and I'm on the phone. I'm like, oh my God, stop it.
Okay, I don't know her. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to see if she's. I know some people in law enforcement, so I see if she's got a warrant out or anything. Uh, no, Rachelle lives in Canada, somewhere up there.
God, no.
God, no, what? What?
No, I'm in Ontario. I'm just outside of Toronto. Sorry, my eyes is like watering. Oh my gosh.
You can't notice it.
You
It's
can't
not.
tell? Okay, it's like it's literally just like pouring down this side. No, I'm in Brampton, Ontario, which is just outside of Toronto.
Okay.
So,
All right.
in Canada with
Now
the Canada wave.
you moved from the states to Canada, didn't you? I know I caught that, and you mentioned something about it earlier. And
Yeah, I was born in Alaska, and then I
okay,
grew up in Oregon, and then I lived in Florida for about 3 years before I met my husband, and then
from Alaska to Oregon to Florida.
back up to Canada. It's like I finally got to somewhere warm.
Yeah,
Yep.
you, and then went to Florida and had to leave. So
I
look,
know. I know.
that's
And
your
the
best.
sad oh, thanks Nicole. I told you she's my number one cheerleader.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is like right after we got married, my parents sold out of Florida and moved back to the West Coast. And then
Oh
they're
goodness.
back up in Alaska now, which really
I've got
cheeses me
so
off.
many questions, Rochelle, but I wish I'd have actually thought about that and telling people about my fish story earlier. Uh, I
We
wasted
can have
all
a
it.
part two sometime.
I did. There was somebody else that I wanted a part two with. Uh, in my brain, I'll think of it at about midnight, and I'll call you and let you know.
Thank you.
Uh,
Yes, I'll be waiting all night, waiting.
yeah. Well, when you get maybe when you get your watch hours and all that, I can get you back on and we'll celebrate that. Except for we'll do a dual channel restream, and everybody go to your channel and do it. Hey,
Sorry, Jesse. No, you're my number one mod.
number
You know,
one
I
mod.
gotta have my list, right? Like I have, my support team. Everyone's got their place.
All right. Well, look.
Yes.
Uh,
It's been lovely,
I,
Chuck. Thank you so much.
I
I've
can't
been
thank
looking
you enough,
forward.
Rochelle. I know I talk and talk and go on and on, but I do appreciate you coming up, and I have a
Happy to
lot
be
of
here.
respect for you, and not just for you, but for your channel, what you're doing on your channel, and
Thank you very
uh,
much.
I really, really mean that. And I hope I don't just go on too much and that doesn't come across, but because I
No, I
can't get
appreciate it.
that up. I'm going to be goofy. I just am. It's just in my nature. So just know that I really, really enjoy your channel, and
Oh,
everybody go check her out.
thank you. Yes. I try to be a little bit more serious, behave myself in the video. I behaved myself tonight though. I was good, right? Like
I am
nothing's
surprised.
gonna have to get cut or edited. Where
I literally am
Chuck's
taken
not
aback.
Chuck, I didn't even make you blush. Like it was a good night. Yeah.
No, you're gonna have to
I
do
was
that
on my
on.
best behavior.
You're gonna have to do that on MT. Uh,
Yeah.
I knew you said you could make him blush, so I think wasn't it him that you said you can make
Oh
blush?
no, Eric on Bland's
Eric,
Promised Land.
that's right,
Yeah.
Eric. That's right.
I was in the
That's,
chat last night for about 5 minutes and I got him and I was like, all right, I can go to bed now. I'm good.
you can go. You can go. I knew about missed that live. I forgot all about it, and I was like, I said, "Oh no, I better go over there at least say hi."
Yeah,
Pretend
I
like
forgot to send
everything's
everyone
okay.
over. Normally, I at least usually say go check out plans after because they come on just after me, whatever. But I
That's right.
forgot, and then I'd already logged out, and I was like, oh yeah, oh well.
All right, that reminds me, and this is a Mississippi goodbye. It's been going for 30 minutes now. A Southern goodbye, or whatever they say it. You can't just say goodbye and say your
Yes.
live is. Tell everybody when your live streams are.
My live streams are Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern. So that's 6:30 for normal people.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to Nicole. I said, "Oh, I'm going to be on Chuck's tonight at 4:30," and she goes, "4:30 your time or 4:30 our time?" And I was like, "Oh, right, 5:30. Got it." I said, "Well, at least I wouldn't have been late. I would have been here an hour early, being like, okay, Chuck, where are we at?'"
Everybody go over there and give old Byron. Byron's a good little good. I shouldn't have said that. He's a good fella. I almost said good little fella, but I think of all young people like that. But he's a good guy, and I think he's got a good thing going on over there as well. All of y'all in the chat, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. I wish we had the words to tell you how much we do appreciate it, but it just means the world that you take time out of your life to come and be with us. Check out Rachelle's channel, Brampton Gardener, and then also her lives are on Thursday, 6:30 Central Time.
Yes.
That's right. Rachelle, appreciate it.
Thank you. And it's my big 1K giveaway this Thursday, so come on by. Maybe you'll win something.
All right. Good deal.
I'll put in an extra word for you.
All right.
I know the lady, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're going to get out of here and appreciate everybody coming. Thank y'all so much. God bless.
Bye.